what I thought I'd do is is run through the exercises that I do every morning. Now, not all of them can be done in the sitting position, but some of them can actually be done either way. And then there are some that I do that can actually be modified to do it in the sitting position. And so I'm going to take a stab at it. So I developed this set of exercises that I do religiously every morning, the first thing I get up before I do anything. And I even start in bed, so I get a head start. And it gets me going because sometimes I wake up and I'll go back to sleep. And I think, no, I'll start my exercises. And I start doing the 3 or 4 exercises in bed, and that kind of wakes me up. And then I feel like I've kind of gotten a little edge on it. So I'm a little bit closer to coffee and a bagel, which is what I have every morning. So I want to share this with you. And you don't have to do these. I've borrowed them from various disciplines. They're exercises from a bunch of different types of Tai Chi styles and other Kung Fu styles that I feel gives me a sort of a total body workout with an emphasis on really no particular emphasis on the top or the bottom, about equal. And most of them involve stretching. But whether you do these exercises or any other exercises, I strongly encourage you to get into doing a series of exercises, the same ones every day at the same time. And the best time would be in the morning. And just get used to doing it. And I think you'll find, like me, that if you don't do it, you just don't feel right. It's almost as if you have to do it to start your day. So you get into the habit of doing it, just like should be getting into the habit of training in Tai Chi and doing the forms. But I was told by my original teacher, his name was YC Chang, that the exercises are even more important than the forms. So here we go. So here's what I do. We do again, we do a lot of these in class. So the ones I do in bed, I'll just sit up in bed and I'll do this and roll my shoulders up and back and down and up and back and down. And you'll discover that they're actually all rotational movements, so which is so important to Tai Chi. And so I'm going up and back and around, and I'm really describing a circle with my shoulders, and then we go the other way. So we always go one direction and the other direction. And so that's a yin-yang principle of balance. And of course, it makes obvious sense with respect to exercise, because we don't want to over-exercise one side of our body at the expense of the other side. So that's the first one to do. Second one I do is, and so this is not qigong, as far as I know. I don't know if this is part of the qigong world, but the second one is from the 8 Brocades, and it's Wise Owl looks back. Okay. And I like to do groups of 8. So if I'm in a rush, I might do 8, but normally I'll do 16. So I'll do 16 on each side. So this is 1, 2, 3, and up to 16. But you can do a minimum of 8. All right, minimum of 8. Okay, so next one I do is, and again, this is not qigong, but we do this here, and I do this a few times a day because I have a slight joint, maybe a little arthritis, I'm not sure, in a couple of joints. And when I do this, I don't have any pain or stiffness at all. And so what I do is I just flick my fingers in and out You can put your hands at your side, doesn't matter. And I try to do 100. That you might find that to be an excessive number of reps. So at least do 50 and then work your way up. And you know, I would hazard a guess that most of us in this class do have some issues with our fingers. Most people do, especially when they get older. So I'll do 100 of those until my hands feel tired, or my fingers, that is, feel tired. And as you do it, you can feel your fingers get, I can definitely feel my fingers um, getting less stiff, more supple, as I start getting more tired. And then when I'm done with that, I like to squeeze, kind of squeeze the blood back in. Good. And then I'll often make a fist, either put the thumb in or thumb out, and then squeeze my fist. And so, yeah, so I'll do this. Yes. Sometimes I'll even massage my fingers by just pulling, grabbing and pulling. So I want to spend a little bit of time on this. This is important. And again, I emphasize the importance of getting into some kind of routine. So we did 3, right? This one, actually, this one, that's 2. This is 3. This is 4. And then the next one we do, that I do, and we do it in the class all the time, most of the time, is you grab your elbow and pull across and look the other way. So this is really great exercise for your rotator cuff muscles and tendons, which as you get older, it's a fact that they start to atrophy simply because we're not moving as much. So unless you do Tai Chi, these muscles will atrophy. And you can do Tai Chi into your 90s or even hundreds. And you don't want that to happen because it's a very painful long operation with a long recovery period. And so I just pull across and I hold it for 15 or 16 seconds and repeat the other side. So we got that. Okay, so we move on. And so next one is this. This again, great for your fingers and your hands. Strengthens your hands and also stretches the tendons and the muscles in your arms. So really get real flexible. All right, try to do it as straight as you can. When you start, your arms will be bowed, and as you do it, you'll feel your joints and your tendons loosen up, and your arms will be straighter. And that's a sign that you're really making progress, right? So again, I'll do 8 or 16 of those. Sometimes helps to shake it out a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. And then we go into exercising the back, muscles in the back, and the lower back. So we're just going to go, and now you can see what I'm doing is I'm not going down this way. I'm going actually down and back. We'll do 8 on each side. Good. And then the next one is again from the 8 brocades called Wag the Tail, Shake the Head. And you just put your hands on your waist, back and forth. You know, I've been doing these things for I don't know, actually 50 years now. And I've never had back problems, even though I haven't taken pains to really protect my back when I pick things up, but I've never really had back problems. So probably why. Right. And then another one I do are what I call helicopters. I learned this from Sifu Marilyn Cooper from Little River Tai Chi. And we're going to bring our hands over to the sides like this on this side here. And we come up the left, turn, turn down the left, turn up the left. I'm sorry, down the right. Up on the left side, down on the right side. And I do 8. And then I'll go up the right, down on the left. This is a little bit awkward to do sitting down, a little bit awkward because your knees are kind of in the way. But if you're standing up, you'll find that this is a bit easier. You have more room to clear in front and on the side. So this is what it would look like. Feet apart. And then the other side. Now, when you first do these, don't push yourself, right? Do it just gently. And if you're feeling any pain or discomfort, uh, just stop, okay? You don't have to do all of them, or you can modify them and you work your way up. So I always want to emphasize in this class that you only go to your level, your comfort level. So only exercise and move to your comfort level. Now this again is from the 8 brocades, and you're just going to push up on the heavens, push down on the earth. I just started doing this a few months ago. I really like it. It's it really gives me a good stretch, and my arms are kind of tight, so I like this one particularly because it really loosens up my joints. Chinese, they say song the joints, loosen the joints. All right, we do that. Okay. Now, so that takes care of from the waist up. That's basically the ones I do from the waist up. Now, from the waist down, um, I do one that you can't do sitting. Okay, and I'm just going to stand up and do it just to show you if you can stand and want to stand and do it. And this is really a good one. Uh, if you can stand and you can't do anything else, do this. And you're just rotating around like a hula hoop, all right? And so you want to push your front out, and bend and put it back. And so you want to rotate in a circle around the waist. But your feet are fixed and your head is fixed. So notice I'm not doing this. Right? My head is fixed as if there's a silk thread connecting the top of my head to the heavens. And it's a good idea to put your hands on your back to stabilize your back. And you go in both directions. So this is a sitting class, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing this. So obviously you can't do this sitting down. And then the next one I do, again, which would be hard to do sitting down, is I put my hands on my knees, feet together, and I do these rotations. Nice gentle rotations. And I'll do actually 8 in 8 and sometimes repeat. Say, so I've started up here and I've worked my way down to here. Now I'm starting to work from here down. And this is the first one. This is kind of the middle. So I'm starting at the middle and working my way down. And here I'm working my way down to my knees. And then finally, I'm gonna touch my toes, but I'm going to do it this way with my feet together. Now, this is one you can do sitting down to some extent. You put your feet up on something. See if how this works. I can't do it very easily because my chair is going to go back. But you just stretch your legs out, and if you can, put them straight out. But if you can't, just bend them and stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. And then we're not done yet. We've done our legs. And what's left? What's on the end of your legs? Your feet. Ankles are really important. So this is one that I think you can do sitting down, but I'll demonstrate it standing up if I can. And then you can adapt it to the sitting position by, moving something around. But here's what I'll do is I'll walk up I use my refrigerator because that's something that I can't really move. And I'll put my toe up on the refrigerator, right? And then I'll press forward, see? So you can see how I get a nice flex. You see how I can flex my ankle? Most people can't do this, but I've been doing it for 50 years, so that is a fantastic exercise for your Achilles tendon. Again, another tendon that you don't want to tear because it is a long recovery. So you're going to just stretch that tendon. Right. Now, if you can't stand up, try to find something in front of you. Lock your chair, I don't know, a desk or something, and get up really close to it. Let's see if I can simulate it. Yeah, get up really close, find a position, and then just try to do that. Or another way to do that is you could put a towel around your toe, put your leg straight out, and just pull. All right. We kind of simulate this another way you can do it, but it's not quite as effective. Is you put your heel up, your toe down, and you wiggle your ankle back and forth. So this isn't the same thing as doing this, right? Of pulling up like this. You have to get up against something or use a towel. But anyway, this is another one. Now, we've done this occasionally. We haven't done this recently. So you just use your toe as a fulcrum and wiggle your heel back and forth, all right? And then you put your foot down and you go back and forth like this. So that's a good exercise for your ankle, but it doesn't exercise do much for the Achilles tendon, all right, which is a whole other thing. It's the tendon that attaches your foot to your leg, actually. But this is a good one. You punch and kick, right? And we're exercising our legs. This is contralateral, right hand, left foot, and left hand, right foot. All right, that's a good one.